So, good afternoon, students. So, so, I don't know why my camera is not working. Yeah. So, so for today's online class, uh, we are going to discuss the practical session in Java. Right? So, previously we have been discussing about the basic concepts of Java, how we can uh, uh, write the syntax for Java, and then the representation of writing the Java program. Okay, and then including of header files, and then followed by the class and main functions that we have that we need to normally include in all the Java programs. Fine. So hope you know all the basic concepts what we discussed in the class. Okay, so these are all the topics that we have discussed. That is some of the basic concept of Java and the syntax, the structure of a Java program, as well as we have discussed the variables and the data types that we can use in Java. So after that, we have discussed how we can get the input from the user. Fine. So guys, kindly join with your Carmen mail ID so that it will be helpful for me to mark your attendance. Fine. So make sure that you have joined by 2 o'clock. Okay. So so that you will not miss any concept what we normally teach for our online class. Fine. So today we are going to discuss. So yeah, so today we are going to discuss uh, operators that we can use in Java. Okay, so for the past 3 days, we have been discussing the basic concept of Java and then the structure that we have to use to write the Java program. And then we have been discussing the data types and variables that we can use in Java. Okay, so in previous class, that is in the last class, we have been discussing about the user input and how we can get the user input in how we can get the user input from the console. Okay, so hope you understand the concept of like the basic concept of Java. Fine. So let me write a simple program before I start today's class. So normally we used to write a program with starts with always it should be start with like class. So before that, I want to tell you that I'm using VS Code. So if you want to run Java program, either you can download JDK software and you can run your all the Java programs by writing the code in the notepad, or else you can also use some other software like this VS Code as well as Ellipse, okay, NetBeans. So there are other softwares available to run the Java program, but then for lab also we are going to use Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to teach you all the practical sessions in Visual Studio Code only. Okay, so now I'm going to, so let others join. Till then we are to discuss the basic concept what we discussed in the class. Fine. So I'm going to use Visual Studio Code, where you can open a new file by clicking the tab file, new text file. So when you choose this option, new text file, automatically will be getting a file with untitled name. Fine. So when you see, suppose if you are going to write a Java program, so there are other options that we can also use the same visual code to write the program. Fine. So since we are going to execute Java program, you have to save the file with extension.java. Suppose if you are going to save the file with like with some other code like HTML, CSS, and then we can save the file with some other extensions. Okay. So kindly wait for a few minutes. I will join you. So today we are going to write a simple program uh, in Java. Before I start today's class, I'm going to tell you how we can execute the Java program in Visual Studio Code. Okay, so here see as for all the Java programs, the program should have the class as well as the main program. So I'm going to declare first the class, that is public class, followed by the class name. See, I'm going to give the class name as class 1. After that, we have to open the parenthesis. So public static find void main after that string args of. Right? So now we have to open the parentheses. Okay. So see, normally all the Java programs should have the class as well as the main program. Okay. So here I have declared the class as well as the main program. Now I'm going to write the code inside this main function. Okay. So all the coding have to be written inside this main function. Okay. So what are the things that you need to execute? What are the things you need to display it in the output screen has to be written inside this main function. See, now I'm going to print a statement hello world. So how I can do it? As we all know the function system.out.println, which is used to print the statement in the output screen. So now I'm going to use system.out.println function to display the statement. Now I'm going to display, say for example, hello world. Okay, so I need to display the statement hello world in the console. So I have written hello world inside the function system.out.println. Okay, so other thing, the class, okay, the file name that we are going to save for Java program should have the same name of class. See here now, if you are going to save the program, as usual, have to press Ctrl S. Okay, so now I am going to save this Java program. Okay, so what is the class name actually? Here I have given the class name as class 1. See, any name can be given for a class, but for in this example, I have given the class name as class 1. Fine. So I need to save the file with the file name with the same name of class. Okay, so that is class 1. I have to say already I have saved the file with Java. If you have not saved the file, if it is in text file, you're supposed to save the file with extension jar.java. Okay, now I'm going to save the file. See, now the file is changed. Okay. Okay, so now the file has changed, the file name has changed to class1.java. So always the file name and class name should be same. Okay, whatever the name that you have specified for class should be your file name. Okay, so for executing the Java in VS Code, we should install extension for package, that is extension pack for Java. Okay, we have an option here install. I'm just now installing the sort by Java. Once it is installed, you can run the Java program. Okay, so this is a simple program for Java. Fine. So as for now, I have displayed only the hello world. I have written a Java program for displaying hello world in the console. Fine. So this how we can write program in Java. So normally in the lab as well as for my practical session in theory, I'm going to use VS Code since you are going to do all your programs, all your lab programs in VS Code. I'm also have taken this very same sort of work for explaining you at the practical session regarding the theory class. Fine. So today, I hope all of you have joined the class. Okay. Yeah, 61 have joined. So now we are going to see the today's topic. Okay, so today's topic is already we have discussed all the basic concept of Java, that how we can declare the class and main functions of Java. So in this class, we are going to discuss about the operators that we can use in Java. Previously, we have you might have studied in your previous sem that operators that we can use in Python. Okay, the very same operator can also be used in Java program, but then there will be a little difference in representing the syntax of writing the variables, data types, and the operators. Fine. So first thing, as for know, Java operators means which is used to perform operations on variables and yeah. So operators is which is normally used to perform operations. Okay, operations in the sense it can be a multiplication, subtraction, division, or increment or decrement. Okay, these are some of the operations that we can do that we can do it on a variables. So that we call it as operators. Okay, so in Java we can use different operators to perform the operations. Okay, let's see one by one. The first one is arithmetic operator, and then assignment operator, comparison operator, logical operator, and last one is bitwise operator. Already you have studied all these operators in Python, but then there will be a little difference in the syntax how we represent in Java program. Fine. The first one is arithmetic operator. So as far we know, as arithmetic operators is normal the mathematical operations that we can perform, that we can perform in Java. Fine. So arithmetic operators are nothing but the operations that we can perform in uh, that we can perform in the way of mathematical. Right? So let's see what are all the arithmetic operations that we can perform with respect of this arithmetic operators. See, first one is plus, and then subtraction, multiplication, division, modulo, as well as increment and decrement. So these are all some of the operations that we can perform on this arithmetic operator. So first one is addition. As what we know, we can also add two values. We can also write a code to add these two values. But for adding two values, the operator, which is nothing but the operation of arithmetic. Okay, so if you are doing operations like multiplication and then addition, subtraction, division, modulus, or increment or decrement, it is nothing but operation that we call it as arithmetic operations. Arithmetic operations that we perform on the operators, which we call it as arithmetic operators. Fine. So let's see some of the operators. This is nothing but the description of each operation that we perform in arithmetic operators. So what are all the operations that we perform? As we discussed, these are all the different operations that we can perform in arithmetic operator. The first one is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus operator, as well as increment and decrement. Then what is the, see, by seeing the symbols you can identify how each operator will work in Java program. But then you should know the difference between the slash and modulo, that is division and modulus. That's the difference between division and modulus. Okay, some of you have know what is the difference between division and modulus. Division is nothing but when you perform a division between two values, you will be getting the quotient as a result if you are using the division operator. Suppose if you are using the modulus operator, after performing modulus operator between two variables, we will be getting the remainder as a result. That's the operation that we can perform with this modular operator. Then what about the increment and decrement? As you have studied in C and C++, this increment and decrement operator, normally we use it in all looping statements, especially on for loop and while loop. Okay, so similarly, the same operation we can do it with this increment operator in Java. Fine. So increment is nothing but incrementing a value by certain assigned value. That is, for example, if you have given plus x, it will be incremented as the x value will be incremented as 1. Suppose if you have given us minus x, then it will decrease the value of a variable by 1. So that's the difference between increment and decrement. So let's see. So we are going to see some of the examples that we can perform with this arithmetic operator. So if you have online compiler, you can also do along with me. If you have VS Code in your laptop, you can also do it this program as a practical session. Fine. So let me check whether I have installed. Okay, so yeah, Java is installed, I think so. Fine. So it's not working. Okay. So we have an option at the right side which is used to run the coding of Java. Okay, so either you can go to Run tab and click Start debugging, or else you can click this icon where it also run your program, Java program. Okay, so we will be having an icon at the right side. Okay, click this icon, your program will be executed, and then the output will be displayed at the bottom of your page. Okay, especially on the terminal tab. Fine. Okay. So till now, do you have any doubt? Yeah, Alina Albert. Yes, do you have any doubt now? Oh, you have raised your hand. Do you have any doubt? You can ask me now. Till then, anyone is having doubt in the concept that I have explained? Yeah? Do you have any doubt? Okay. So no problem, no worries. Okay, if you have any doubt when you come for the class, you can ask your doubts. Okay. So fine. So see, kindly join the class by 2 o'clock. Okay. So after that, I will not allow anyone to join the class. Your timing is 2 to 2:55. Okay, 2 to 2:50. Sorry. So kindly join the class at least by 2 o'clock. Okay. Fine. So for executing, okay. So okay, we have an option at the um, in the in the title bar that is run and then start debugging. Once you click this option, your program will be executed at the bottom in the terminal tab. Fine. So the next one that we are actually the packages that are installing in VS Code. Once it is installed, you can run the code in VS Code. Fine. So we'll give you some time to install all the packages in VS Code. Fine. So let's see some of the programs that we can do it in arithmetic operators. Okay. So as you know, whatever the operations we can do it in arithmetic operator, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, increment, and decrement. Fine. So these are the operations that we can do it in arithmetic operator. Okay. So the first program that I have given is Java program for adding two values, adding two numbers. So how we can add two values? Either you can declare the values of x and y directly as a constant value, or else we can get the values from the. We can also get the input values from the user. See here, See here I have declared the class, that is public class, the class name, and then followed by the main function, which inside the main function only we used to write all the codings, all the code that we want to display it in the output screen. So here I have declared two variables, say for example x and y. After that I'm going to add these two values x and 5. So x value is 5 and y value is 3. By adding the two values, we'll be getting it as 8. Okay, so this is at the right side, the black screen have displayed all the output that I get from the Java program. Fine. Suppose if you want to do the modulus operation of two variables, say for example int x and int y. So what is the modulus operator? A modulus operator is nothing but that is 5. Okay, 5 modulus 2. Okay, so uh, if you are using modulus operator instead of division operator, you'll be getting the remainder. So 5 modulus 2 means you'll be getting the remainder. The quotient is actually 2, but the remainder is 1. Okay, so what's the use of this modulo symbol, which is used to display the remainder of the operation that's been performed. Okay, so if you are using division operator, you'll be getting the quotient, and if you are using the modulus operator, you'll be getting the remainder of x and y. Right? Moving on to the next program, Java program of doing increment and decrement. So what is increment? Increment is nothing but incrementing the value of variable by certain value. Or decrement is decrementing the value of a variable by certain value. Suppose if you want to like plus plus means that is increment. We normally do the increment by 1 if the value of if the representation is given by, for example, the variable x is x and the increment operators are given plus plus x, then the value will be incremented by 1. Okay. Suppose if the operators of minus minus is given along with the variable, then the value will be decremented by 1. Okay. So see here, we have declared the main that is class. Okay, we have declared the class, main function is open, that is void main function is open. I have declared the x value, that is x equal to 5. Now the x value is decremented by, that is minus minus x. Now the value of x is decremented. Okay, the x value was given, that is x equal to 5, and here and we are decrementing the value of x. So what is minus minus x? Okay, the expansion for minus minus x is actually, okay, x is actually x. equal to x minus 1. Okay, if it is given plus plus x, what's the meaning for it? That is plus plus x, meaning is, okay, the x value is, incremented by 1. Okay, so here they have given the main function. Okay, here they have given the main function with the in decrement of x value, and for this example, the x value was incremented. Okay, for this example, x value was incremented by 1. Okay, so this is the difference between minus minus x and plus plus x. Okay, so these are all the some of the examples that I have listed for arithmetic operators. Fine. Then moving on to the next operator. So what are the operators that comes under the Java operators? First one is arithmetic operator, and second one is assignment operator. Third one is comparison logical, and last one is bitwise operator. Now we have discussed arithmetic operators and the operators that we can use in arithmetic operators. Okay, and then we have discussed the examples. Okay, examples of arithmetic operators. Then moving on to the next operator, that is assignment operator. So actually from the name itself, you can tell that what's the meaning for this assignment operator. Okay, yeah, the assignment operator which is used to assign values to variables. Normally we know how we can assign values to a variable. So equal to symbol which is used to assign values to a variable. But there are certain other variables also used to assign values to the variables. We are going to see one by one. Okay, so these are all the operators that we can use to assign values in arithmetic operators. As what we know, we normally use equal to symbol to assign values to a variables. But there are other variables also. But there are other operators also available to assign values to a variable. So what are all the other operators that we can use it in arithmetic operators? Okay, let's see. That is plus equal to, minus equal to. Okay, and then multiplication asterisk, okay, equal to, then division equal to, modulo equal to, then logical and equal to, then or caret symbol, and then left shift, right shift. So these are some of the operators that we can use in assignment operators. Okay, let's see the explanation, or let's see the expansion for each operators of assignment. Okay, the first one is equal to, as we know, x equal to 5, meaning is the value of f5 is assigned to the variable x. Then what's the meaning for plus equal to? Okay, that is nothing but x plus equal to. The expansion actually here, it is a short form. We normally use it in Java program, but the real expansion is, see here, x plus equal to 3 means, okay, it is the expansion for x plus equal to 3 is x equal to x plus 3. So instead of writing x equal to x plus 3, we normally used to write x plus equal to 3. Okay, suppose if it is minus equal to, we normally use it in a short form as x minus equal to 3. But the real expansion for x minus equal to 3 is x equal to x minus 3. Suppose if you are using asterisk or like multiplication symbol or division, modulo, logical and, it's all represent the same meaning. What is x multiplication equal to 3 is, the expansion is x equal to x multiplying 3. Right? So by short, we will be writing this. Okay, we'll be writing this expression as x modulo equal to 3. So these are the some of the operators that we can use it in assignment. Fine, let's see some of the example problems for this assignment operator. The first one is assigning, simply assign. The first one is nothing but using of equal to operator in the Java program. So how we can assign values to a Java program? See, here in this program, the first program, I'm just assigning the value of x as 5, and then I'm just printing the value of x. Okay, I'm assigning the value of x, that is x equal to 5. After that, I'm just printing the value of x. What's the value that is assigned to the value to the variable x? That is 5. So when you run this code, you'll be getting the x value as 5. Okay, the next, when we see the next problem, we'll be having the x value into x equal to 5. After that, I have used the expression in x into equal to 3. Then what is the expansion for this x into equal to 3 is x equal to x equal to x into 3. Right? X equal to x into 3. What's the value for x actually? It is 5. So x equal to x into 5. So 5 to 3. So what's the output value for x? That is 15. When you print the value of x, you will get the output value as 15. Fine. So next program is we are just assigning the value of x as 5 and we are doing x modulo equal to 3. Then how it will be executed? That x equal to x modulo x modulo 3. So what's the use of this modulo symbol? Modulo symbol is used to get the remainder for the variable. So here 5 modulo 3. So we'll be getting the quotient as 2 because 2, yeah, we'll be getting the remainder as 2. Okay, that is 1 3 is a 3. After that, we cannot divide it. So we'll be getting the okay reminder is 2, that will be your x value. Okay, so we'll be having, when you try to print the value of x, we'll be getting the x value as 2. Fine. So these are all some of the example programs for this assignment operator. Okay, moving on to the third operator. So yeah, guys, do you have any doubt? Someone has raised their hand. Yeah. Okay, it's a completely new topic that I'm discussing for today's online class. Okay, so after I explain all the, okay, let me check it whether all the packages are installed. Okay, it is still installing. I think so. I need to install some other packages installed. Okay. Okay, so if you have any doubt, okay, so guys, you do one thing, okay, download the latest version of Visual Studio Code in your laptop. Okay, when you come for the next class, if you have laptop, bring it out. We can also do the practical session in our next theory class. And also, if you have any doubt in today's class of Java operators, can also ask me. So try to install if you have laptop, try to install VS Code, Visual Studio's code of latest version. Okay, so in Studio we can run different languages like C Sharp, C, even C plus plus, Java, even HTML code, PHP code. Okay, so there are some other languages also we can use it in Visual Studio Code. So try to install this Visual Studio in your laptop. Okay, so actually the packages today I thought of running the thought of taking the class as practical session, but then some of the packages are still installing. It's taking time to install all the packages for executing Java program. If possible, I'll explain the Java program in the next class. We make it as a practical session so that you can understand it very well. Okay, let me check if there is any online compiler so that we can also run the code. Okay, so for the next time I'll explain you. Online Java compiler. So I will explain. We have it in a second. So we are going to run. See, when you run this program, here is they have written a simple program. Say for example, class, and then class name, and after that we should have the main function. Okay, so after that we should have the main function. Hope you can able to see it. So after we have a main function, okay, so inside the main function we have to use all the codings that we need to display it in the output stream. Okay, so instead of this I have a hello world. If I have given my own name, say for example A.Jenefa, okay, when you run this code, you'll be getting it in the output stream. It's taking time to, yeah. Okay, what are the whatever statements that we give inside this printf statement will be executed in the output console. Okay, so let me execute some other simple programs so that you can understand it. Okay, so now I'm going to declare two variables. Okay, see, now I'm going to declare two variables, say for example, a comma b. Okay, now I'm going to perform modulo operation for this two variables a comma b. So how I can do it? First of all, before you uh, before you use any variable inside the code, you have to declare it first. So I'm going to So I'm going to declare three different variables so that I have declared at first itself. So now I have given C, for example, A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 3. Now I'm going to do the modulo operation for these two variables A and B. Okay, so C is equal to A modulo B. Okay, now I execute the code system dot out dot println println the output is plus. Okay, so the plus symbol which is used to concatenate the statement as well as the variable. Okay, so the output is and then the value that we are going to display it in the output screen. Now run this code. See here, we are getting the output as 2. So how we get the value of C as 2? Because we are doing the modulo operator which returns the remainder of two variables. So I'm assigning the value of A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 3. When you do the modulo operation between these two variables, we'll be getting the remainder as output. Right? And so these are some of the examples that we can do it in the first two operators, assignment and arithmetic operator. Okay, so let's move on to the third one, that is comparison operator. So comparison operator which is used to compare two variables or values. Okay, if you want to make any kind of decision based on the values or variables that's been assigned in the code, we can use this comparison operator. Okay, so normally we'll be using this comparison operator in if statement or a if else statement or else if statement. Okay, so if you want to make a decision based on the values of a variable, we can use this comparison operators. Okay, so comparison operators which is used to compare two values or which is used to compare two variables. So in order to make any different in order to make any decisions based upon the values of a variable, we can use this comparison operator. Okay, always the return value of a comparison operator will be either true or false. Okay, these values. Okay, if you are returning true or false or else if you are returning 0 or 1, these values will be called as boolean values. Okay, so boolean values, and then the operators that we can. Okay, so these are all the listed operators that we can use in comparison operators. The first one is double equal to, simply we say equal to, double equal to. Okay, and then not equal to, and not equal to is nothing but exclamatory mark followed by equal to symbol. The first one is double equal to, which is used to check two different values. Say for example, if we have given a equal to b, meaning is, okay, we are checking whether a and b values are equal or not. Okay, if it is not equal, means we are checking that a and b values are not equal to. And then after that we have the third symbol as less than, greater than. The last two are greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So what's the main use of this comparison operator, which is normally used to compare two values or variables, or in order to make decisions based on the values and variables, we'll be using this comparison operator. And the return value of comparison operator could be either true or false. There are nothing but the boolean values, say for example 0 or 1. Okay, and these are all the operators, some of the operators that we can use it in comparison operators. Okay, so this is the detailed description of this is the detailed description of using the comparison operator in Java program. The first one is double equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So the as I said, double equal to is used to check two different values whether they are. See, if you are using x equal to y, we are checking whether x and y values are same or not. If you are using x not equal to y, we are checking whether x and values are equal or not. Okay, the first one is whether it is equal, both the values are same or not. We are checking whether x and y are same. Second one is we are checking x is exclamatory mark equal to y. We are checking whether x and y are not same or not equal. Okay, and the third one is greater than. So when you are using this greater than symbol between two variables, that is x, 1, y, we are checking whether x value is greater than or y value is lesser than x. Okay, and then the fourth one is less than. We are checking that is x less than y. We are checking whether the x value is less than y or not. Okay, and the last two one is x is greater than or equal to y, or x is less than or equal to y. Okay, we are checking whether the x value is greater than or equal to, or it is less than or equal to. Okay, so see here, these are the some of the programs that I have listed out for a comparison operator. The first one is public class main function. Okay, we have two values, that is x and y, x equal to 5 and y equal to 3. After that, we are just going to make decision based on the x and y values. Okay, if the x and y values are same, we'll be getting the value as now decision as true. If the values are different, we'll be getting the decision as false. So now we are going to execute this program in online compiler. Okay, so I'm going to assign the values, say for example, x equal to 5 and b equal to 3. Okay, now I'm assigning c value, comma c. Okay, it's no, there is no need for c variable. Okay, so now I'm going to check whether a and b are equal or not. Okay, so the first operator that I am going to use is equal to. Okay, equal to, equal to. So I'm going to do a, I'm going to check a equal to b. Apparently they have given it as like that. Let me run it. Equal to. Okay, so the equal to comparison operator result is actually false. Okay, so suppose if you are going to use this next operator of comparison, that is a not equal to. Okay, not equal to. Okay, we are going to check whether the a and b values are not equal. So how we can use, what's this operator that we can that we have to use to check for not equal to, that is a not equal to b. Okay, when I have given a not equal to b, we will be getting the output as true, because a value is not equal to b. We have to use println, but then it is printing in the same one. See, for the next time you are getting the output as true. Why we are getting the output as true? Because a and b values are different. It is not same. But in the case of a equal to b, the a and b values are same, so we are getting the output as false. Okay, because a and b values are not same, so we are getting the output as false. But in the case of a not equal to b, a and b values are actually not equal, they are different. A value is 5 and b value is 3, so we are getting the decision as true. Okay, so the return value of comparison operator will be either true or false, that is nothing but 0 or 1, which we call it as boolean values. Okay, and the next one is, next example is nothing but it will return zero. It will return zero when the value of x and y. So here I have declared the x and y values. I have declared the variables x and y, and I'm just checking it with the not equal to operator for x and y. If both the x and y values are not equal, they are not same. So we are getting the output as true. When you go, when you use third operator, that is x equal to, we have so many other operators, but I have listed only few. Okay, so in the exam, if they have asked any specific operator, you should know how to write Java program for the specific operator, what we have discussed in this class. Fine. So now here they have used x less than or equal to y. Here they have given x less than or equal to 1. Okay, so x less than or equal to, it will also return the boolean values. Okay, if the condition is true. Okay, if the condition what I have given inside that system dot out dot println is true, we'll be getting the output as, we'll be getting the return value as true. If the condition is false, we'll be getting the return value as false. Okay, so the decision will be based on the condition what I have specified in the function. Okay, let me execute the last program also in the online compiler so that you can understand it very well. Okay, so what operator that I have used, x less than or equal to, I'm going to write system dot out dot out dot print ln less than or equal to symbol less than or equal to, okay, and then I'm going to concatenate the value of a and b. So a, I'm going to check whether a value is less than or equal to b. Actually a value is 5 and b value is, okay, semicolon. Okay, let me run this code. We'll be getting the output as false. Okay, why you are getting the output as false? See, actually a value is 5, okay, and b value is 3. Okay, and I have given a condition like that I'm going to check whether a value is less than or equal to b. Actually the a value is greater than b. Okay, so this condition is false. If the condition is false, we will be getting the return value as false. Suppose if the condition is true, say for example if a is equal to b, yeah, a and b values are same, so we'll be getting if the condition is true. Okay, what's the condition that's specified in this first line, that is a equal to b. If both the values of a and b are same, we will be getting the output as true. If the condition is true, what is specified here will determine the return value. Okay, so in the case of last, a value is actually greater than b. A value is 5 and b value is 3, so we will be getting the output as false. Okay, so this is how each operator will run in Java. Okay, there is a difference in using each operator. Okay, and these are all the some of the operators that we have discussed in comparison operator. Okay, so the last one is logical operator. Okay, so what is a logical operator? Logical operator is all which is used to determine the logic between variables or values. Okay, it is also same as like what we have discussed in the previous operator, comparison operator. It is also used to determine the logic or the relative connections between the variables and values. Okay, so logical operator which is used to determine the logic between variables and or values. Okay, so what are all the operators of logical? The first one is to ampersand symbol, that is we call it as logic and or. Logic or not is logical and, it is same as and or not gate. Okay, so and is normally we used to we use multiplication operation, and then for that is or, we normally used to do addition operation, and not is we are checking whether if it is true we make it as false, if it is false we make it as true. That's a operations we normally use in and or and not operator. Similarly logical operator which is normally used to find out the relative connection between the variables and values. Let's see how we can use this logical and or and not. Okay, logical and okay, when you see the description you can identify, you can tell that it returns to both statements are it returns true if both statements are true. See, I am going to have two conditions. Say, for example, x is less than 5 and x is less than 10. If both this condition are true, I'm assigning two conditions in between this, before this ampersand as well as after this operator. Okay, I'm assigning x less than 5 before this operator, as well as I'm assigning another one condition after this operator. See, if both the conditions what I specified before and after the operator is true, it will return the true value. Otherwise, it will return false. If any one of the condition is false, if any one of the condition that I have specified before and after the operator is false, then it will return the false value. Okay, when you take the next logical operator, in this case, here also I'm assigning two different conditions before and after the operator, but the difference is if any one of the condition is true, it will return the true value. Okay, so if anyone means if the first condition what I have specified is true, it will return the true value. Okay, so as well as after this, third one is logical not, which is used to return the value. Okay, if the decision is true, it will return the false value. If the decision is false, then it will return the true value. That's the difference. Okay, logical not is nothing but the operation that we normally used to do it in not operator. Okay, not gate. Okay, normally we used to do it in ORCID. The same principle will also applicable here. Let's see the last program so that I can wind up with online class. Okay, we'll execute. So when you do like when you check system dot when you check the when you I'm going to take logical um, I'm going to take the logical and operation. See, I'm going to check whether a value was greater than 4 and b value was greater than. Okay, what's the condition that I have given before and after the logical and operator? I have used a value is greater than 4 as well as b value is greater than 2. Okay, when you take the first condition, that is a given a greater than 4, actually a value is 5. Okay, when you apply, when you assign the a value here in this condition, 5 is greater than 4, the condition is true. Okay, so the condition that is given before the operator is true. Okay, when you take the condition that is given after the operator, that is b greater than 2, take the b value, that is 3. Okay, so 3 is greater than 2, the condition is true. Now both the condition is true, then you will be getting the output as true. Okay, in the case of, if in the case of using logical and operator in your program, suppose if you are using logical or operator in your program, you will be getting the output as true if any one of the condition is true. Okay, there is no necessary that you need to get both the conditions are true. Okay, if any one of the conditions is true, you will be getting the output as true. But in the case of logical not, if you are getting true, okay, as a result you will be getting the false as output. Okay, why? Because it's also the same as the principle what we do it for not gate. Fine, so now run this code, will be getting the output as true. Why there is a error? I missed a semicolon, so that's why I'm getting error. So you'll be getting the first three output as well as the last one. The last one will be getting a test 2 because a value is greater than 4. Yeah. See here we are getting a test. Okay, when you run it again, you'll be getting it in a separate line, I think so. Yeah, so you are getting it here itself. Okay, now we are getting the output. That's true, the last output for this code. That is, we are checking both a and b values, which is greater than, as well as which is the a value is greater than 4 and b value is greater than 2, and we are getting the output as true since the both the conditions are true. Fine. So this is all about the operators, the different operators that we can use in Java. So hope you understand the concept of using the operators, um, uh, using operators in Java. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me anytime. So tomorrow in the offline class also you can clarify your doubts. Any doubt in Java program. Fine. So um, hope all of you have joined the class. I will be getting the attendance in my mail itself. Okay, those who have attended the 50 minutes of class, will be getting the present for this hour. So if it is less than 30, 20, you won't get any attendance. If it is, you're supposed to get the like the is supposed to be present from the beginning to the end. That is 2 o'clock to 2:50. Then only you can get present in this. Otherwise, I will mark you as absent. Okay. So kindly join the class, online class by 2 o'clock itself. I'll be start the class shortly by 2 o'clock. Um, okay, so try to install VS Code, the Visual Studio Code in your laptop scope. It will be helpful to do the practical session in Java. And okay, for laboratory section also, we are going to do the programs, Java programs in Visual Studio only. So try to install the software in your laptop. It will be helpful to do all the Java programs. Okay, guys, we'll see you in the next class. If you have any doubt, you can clarify your doubt in tomorrow's class. Okay, thank you, Pa. Thank you.
पुढे एक ला